Alrighty guys, so congratulations, you made it to another Friday. As everybody knows, Fridays on this channel are reserved for donut reviews. I have a special treat today. These are donuts I really don't get very often because they're kind of out of the way in a tiny little bakery. The bakery for today is called DK Diner. It's a cool little diner down in Grandview. And it's not, they don't just make donuts. It's actually, I don't know if they serve lunch, but they have really good breakfast there, which is kind of cool because when I take my family there, we usually get ourselves stuffed because we'll get a donut and a coffee while we wait on our breakfast, and their breakfasts are not small. So we usually eat too much. I think the sensible thing to do would be either go there to pick up donuts or go there for breakfast and take some donuts home with you. I got the normal donuts that I always get, a glazed donut and a chocolate long john, but I wanted to let you know I should take pictures in these places, but I feel kind of like a douche when I walk into places with this camera. It's not small, you know, it's a full frame camera, but they're like old-fashioned donuts and stuff. I believe they pipe them by hand. So, you know, they have like the pastry bag, they pipe it into the oil and they make like rings. So you might have a round donut where one side is really fat, one side is really thin, and it has like a little dollop, you know, where they connected the two things. So very old school, really cool little bakery. Big fan. So the coffee today is it's from Certified. It's fancy coffee. For those of you who don't know, Certified is a gas station. So I'm drinking gas station coffee with my amazing donuts. I could have very well gotten a to-go coffee from DK Diner, but what I did today's my day off. I got up, had breakfast, fed the wife and kids, got them off to school, ran down to the bakery, got my donuts, and then I went to the gym. So I just finished a leg workout. Now this is going to be my post-workout meal. Since the donuts sat in my truck for an hour, close to an hour and a half, I didn't want my coffee to sit in the truck for an hour and a half. So I went to Certified. I like their coffee better than say Tim Hortons, and I didn't feel like going to McDonald's because there's 3 McDonald's within very close driving distance of me, but they're all busy all the time. Oh, and I needed a Powerball ticket because the Powerball is over $500 million. So if I win, you guys might not ever see me again. But anyway, we always start with the glazed donut. Now this one, here's what it looks like. Come on, focus. Did that focus? Might have something on my lens, which is unfortunate. It looks like there's a little bite taken out of the top. That is because they had the cream stick sitting on top. So this, while it looks like a medium from this angle, is quite thick from this angle. This is a hefty donut. This thing's got some mass. They did, man, I'm gonna get both my hands dirty. They did get glaze on both sides. I don't know if it's focusing. In the winter time, it's hard to find a spot where you can get proper light in the truck. If I turn towards the sun, I'm completely washed out and it's disgusting. If I turn away from the sun, it's overexposed behind me and the camera's not happy. The autofocus is doing all kinds of mad things, so I apologize. But there's the bottom of the donut. There's the side of the donut. There is the top of the donut. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do something kind of shameful here. I'm gonna break it in half. So here's my first bite of the glazed donut. This is unfortunate. This one is a little bit underdone. As soon as you bite into it, you could tell it's just that like doughiness. It's got a really good flavor. I've had their donuts many times before, and they're usually really, really good. I should have taken a picture of this too. When I walked into the store today, they had a sign on the door that said, due to equipment issues, we're limiting the types of donuts we cook today. So I don't know if that had an impact. You can kind of tell the really light color on here. A lot of donuts have that light color, but this one, I think either it could have used another minute or 10-15 seconds in the fryer, or this is just so thick that it didn't want to cook all the way through. Yeah, that's just, it kind of makes me sad. I mean, it looks, there's air holes and stuff in it if you look at it, but when you eat it, kind of has that flavor of raw dough, which I'm not opposed to eating raw dough. I've done it before. It's not what I want in a super yummy donut. It's a little bit depressing because their donuts are amazing. This one today, though, man, it's really sad. They got glaze on the whole donut. It's a really nice size. And the reason I think it felt so hefty is because it wasn't airy enough. The flavor of the glaze was really good. It was like nice and sweet, but it wasn't killing me. It wasn't like a Krispy Kreme donut. Man, this one's hard. I've said it before, my nose is running. I don't like giving negative marks to these local bakeries that I've been to. I have personal experience that they're amazing. I would say, generally speaking, I would expect solid 9.5s out of this bakery. I've been there many times. I've never been disappointed before. Maybe the only reason I claim to be disappointed today is because I'm looking at it with a critical lens. But I'm going to have to give that glazed donut a 7. I mean, it's very edible. It had a good flavor, but it just wasn't right. I would encourage everybody to go down to DK Diner yourself, try the glazed donut, and tell me that you had a better experience, because I know they have a reputation for being better than that. It might be some of their equipment issues. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever really had one of their glazed donuts before either. I usually get one of their Long Johns or their chocolate, like old-fashioned cake donuts. Those things are freaking incredible. They're really dense, and they're really fried crispy on the outside, and then they put that glaze on them. Those things are where it's at. So they have one of the best donuts in town when it comes to that. But that's not part of this donut video thing I'm doing. So anyway, here is the Long John, or cream stick, and some weird people call them Bismarcks. I'll forgive them. One thing DK Diner does with theirs, which I forget, there was one other bakery we had where they actually cut down the side and they put that filling in on the side. So kind of old school there. I appreciate that they're kind of doing their own thing. If you can see the chocolate, they put a really heavy layer of chocolate on the top of that, and that makes me happy. It's good looking cream stick. It's got filling all the way through. That's quite obvious. So there's only one thing left to do. Here we go. It's pretty wide. Can I do it? I'm gonna get this little bit of chocolate off. All right. Here we go. That is very good. By the way, I did that last bite just for some of you guys who like that kind of thing. I know I get yelled at for taking too big of bites all the time, but I've got a certain audience that enjoys it. So, for now, the deep throat is going to continue. It does make it hard to chew and hard to taste. That was really good. There's a lot of cream filling in there. The cream filling is very dense. Very dense. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Almost like there's cheesecake in there. It might just be kind of the weather and this sat in my truck for like an hour. But it was actually kind of warm in my truck the entire time, so I don't think that was it. But it's very good. This is amazing. The cut down the middle kind of helps in chewing, because as soon as you get it in your mouth, it just kind of comes apart, which is nice. That filling is really thick. I'm trying to think of the flavor that the cream has. I think it's just sugar. There might be a little bit of vanilla in there, but not strong. Not like some of the commercial bakeries that we've had. I'm going to say the cream filling is a little bit too dense for me. The pastry itself and the icing on top is top notch. Sugar's starting to hit. So, DK Diner's cream sticks, that may have suffered a little bit from, I thought being in the truck for an hour, I didn't think that'd be a big deal. I think it may have suffered a little bit from that. It might not have looked that big. I don't know if I did the head comparison, but it was pretty big, pretty wide, pretty meaty cream stick. I've got, my eyes are starting to sweat. My cheeks are sweating. That's the sugar in that cream filling. It was really good. The pastry was fantastic. The filling might have kind of covered up for any imperfections in the pastry. I'm not really sure. But that was really good. I enjoyed that quite a bit. The filling was a little bit too sweet for me. You could feel that grittiness in your teeth. I like it more creamy, a little bit more subtle on the sweetness. It's a matter of preference. But it was really good. Man, I'm going to give that a solid 9. That was a really good cream stick. So, DK Diner, today's experience, the glazed donut was a 7. The cream stick was a solid 9. I will say that if you're in Grandview in the mornings, so I think they close at like 2. If you have the opportunity to go there, I would encourage everybody to go there. I've been there dozens of times, and they also have donut holes for the kids. I have a picture somewhere on my phone. It comes up annually on Facebook. When we took my oldest daughter there, when my wife was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and she had a little cup of donut holes and her cheeks were all puffed out. It's a really good picture. We've been there many, many times. The place is very near and dear to my heart. It's a very good bakery. I would encourage everybody to go there. Maybe not for the glazed donut, but that's okay, because that might not be their specialty. Their specialty is the cake donuts. They're amazing. They're out of this world. So, DK Diner in Grandview. I believe it was on 3rd Street, 3rd Avenue. Don't quote me on that. Just Google it. Glazed donut was a 7 today. Cream stick was a 9. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.